All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final refrain. So excited. We've got our very first match here. And for a very first special match, we've got Lord Judo himself joining us here on Flox Mall. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad I got to catch this one. Let's say the kickoff game,
It should
and
be,
it's a spicy one.
it
It's a
is
spicy one.
a very spicy one. Yeah, this is so exciting, but also like the heartbreak begins here too, because like no one like you don't
Yeah,
want any of these players to lose, but it's also single elimination. So this is just there's so much at stake already for these games.
yeah, and the
Uh,
stakes were raised yesterday by revealing the prize, right? Because if you like, the
yeah,
second place will be the display, but the first place will be a travel reimbursement to a GG event, and both of
yeah,
these players, I think for sure, would really want to get a piece of that. So
yeah,
yeah, let's see if they can control the nerves. They play their best. Excited.
yeah. Speaking of our players, we've got our whole bracket here. Again, if you didn't see this, this is posted on the Final Refrain Discord now. We are focusing. Ah, you're covering it up. We've
I'm
got
good. I'm good.
Erentelong versus Sydney SCSteele in our first alliance match from the upper left bottom of the upper left corner here. So let's go ahead and take a look at our competitors one more time. We've got Erentelong, um, yeah, 2024 Italian National Alliance champion, but also the Archon champion from 2019. Just fantastic, solid player in this Italian community.
There you
Right.
go. You got it right now.
Got it right this time. Listen, I'm trying. And
Yeah.
then you want to tell us about our second competitor?
Yeah, Sydney. I almost need no introduction. We're gonna do it anyway. Probably the person that brings the most energy, hype, positivity. You name all the good buzzwords, she brings it to Keyforge. So very happy that she's playing and um, yeah, brings a very interesting build um, against Erentelong, which I think Erentelong might have the best Kota collection there is. So it makes sense. He brings his deck, what he has. So maybe we can briefly go
Yeah, take a
over
look at
those.
these
Yes.
decks.
So Erentelong has the triple battle fleet, triple control the weak, double time traveler. Like this is an insanely fast
It's not
deck.
nice. And
It's
also, you're
it's
gonna see it go off and just be like, "What just happened?" Because yeah, it's
yeah. A lot of things are gonna happen, but there's one weakness, and that's no R. So if Sydney gets lucky or is skillful enough to draw the pieces early in the game,
yeah,
then there might be trouble. But like all
yeah,
cards are pretty much good in their Rentalong's deck. Like
yeah. So it'll be really interesting. I think the first couple rounds of the game will be very, very important. One, not just for Sydney to
I
find
don't
her
think there will
combo.
be a couple of rounds. I think there will be like two or three, maybe. I don't
Well,
know.
so because you also have the Infernus and the two clipped wings, and those just hitting random cards either from the discard or from
True,
hand could still slow things down enough for
but
Sydney to get there. But
you purge maybe one control the week, or you purge maybe one battle fleet, but then there's still two to back it up.
right,
I
but there is
mean,
the key abduction. If you're able to get that
sure,
specifically, like Erentelong might have
yeah.
to discard the key abduction at some point to try and get to the right
But the
cards.
Infernus is there though, so yeah,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
But with the
Mm.
house pips also, Sydney has the chance for, getting around the control of the weeks again. But I think they're ready
True.
to go, so let's go
Yeah,
ahead and
yeah.
move
Let's
over.
not keep them waiting for longer then, because we feel the nerves already a little bit.
Oh
Let
yeah.
alone
This is
let alone them.
okay, so let me get our player names up here quick. We've got a rent along. Looks like
At
on
the
the top.
top.
And I
Yep.
might need to move my screen just a little bit. And then we've got SC Steel at the bottom. And again, these are their
So
made up names, their decks.
yes. So Erentelong won the flip and is the first player. And
Okay.
Harmed has joined the chat. Welcome, Harmed.
I'm doing some scouting here, maybe.
maybe I think he's not really on the same side. Well, the semifinals might be an option if I get this right by heart, but who knows? So
As I
the
was saying,
predictions are locked in as well. By
oh
the
yeah.
way, they're close for this game at least. Um,
Um,
Best of luck, he says.
yeah, a little bit lopsided predictions on this one, but we'll see. There's always a chance, and I think in Alliance even more so. There's chances for crazy things to happen.
So
Um,
indeed, 47 versus 14 it is in Rentelong's favor. Let's say, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say we do have the made up alliance names on there, but you can see on the title of the stream there's exclamation Erentelong and exclamation SCSteele. If you put those into the chat, you will get their deck lists pulled up from DOK, so you can link to those and check them out as they're playing.
Thank you, Dave. I think it's Dave, right?
Yeah,
Bizarro David.
that's Dave. Also, maybe doing some scouting, but also
So
here to support teammate
they're
and
they're
stuff.
going, and Sydney chose to mulligan, and
Yep.
Rentelong did not.
Yeah,
Starts with this. Oh,
I feel like a
oh
Rentelong
no!
not mulliganing is pretty scary for Sydney.
It
Let's see. There we go.
it
We got the
is.
cards popping up. We have Restaurant Guntus hitting this here, but oh wait. Oh yeah. So this is where again those house flips can get really interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Getting down this aerial peddler with the disenhancement. The way there's just weird ways how that works, right? So like a befuddle would have stopped you from playing
Uh-oh.
that there.
Battle Fleet. 2 cards only. Reveals 2
Second battle
cards and
fleet
another
though.
Battle Fleet. So reveals the second Battle Fleet.
Phosphorus stars
1
didn't get
only.
anything on the first
Wow,
one.
didn't draw anything.
Does do the
Wow,
phosphorus stars though.
Sydney must be feeling lucky.
Right, so this is where that Infernus already can start
Oh
doing some
my.
work,
But this is
but
still Western
yeah, can't
Guntus,
play
though.
this yet. And now that you're stunned, you can't. Stealing the Restaurant Guntus really doesn't do anything for you, right? So that doesn't really matter a whole lot with the
No.
vendor or aerial peddler
But
and
if
playing out the stars.
yeah, that would have been so
That is
that is 2 chains, right?
two
Two
chains and
chains.
no draws because you were already at a full hand because of
Yeah,
the
but
battle
I
fleets.
think I think Arentelong is really scared of the
Oh,
oh, future is past and in here somewhere. Oh my goodness, that means 2 of the pieces might be
oh my goodness.
in.
This is terrifying for a rent along here.
So
You
corner
can
the
get the
market
library
and
access and key
oh,
abduction. We've got the in here somewhere
the
also able to
short.
get Sydney's
Oh, the
pieces here.
short and the corner the market. It's almost she almost got it.
Well, but she can't play this yet, right?
True, true, but still. And then is there a second in there somewhere?
Yeah,
So she
man.
needs de-escalation maybe? So or you want something to play at least a shard, right? And the shard can be played both on Geistoid. So is there any C in Geistoid?
Are there any even like damage pips? Because it doesn't take much to kill this, right? But you got to kill it.
Let me check. Is there anything in Geistoid that can do
Geistoid
it?
has
Manifestation? But no, there's
no. There's not going
nothing
to be
in.
any pips. So yeah, it's
No.
basically got to be the de-escalation, which is what we see the archive here, and then one of the clipped wings, and then a veil of ectoplasm, just picking up that amber. Which is still good on the aerial peddler because you can shift that over if you ever get a chance to reap with it. But most likely this whole board is getting blown up next turn.
But imagine if the wrestling contest wasn't there.
Yeah,
That
that would be
that would have been
just about game here for a rent along.
wow.
We'll see. You also have to
So
be able to have like a board of creatures to gain amber, right? So otherwise it's just a stalemate for both players.
so technically we could work out what is in his hand, right? So I think the battle fleet. There's 2 battle fleets and phosphor stars in the draw. Um,
Looks like we've
I
got at least
see.
one control the weak left. Or was
So
that
there
play?
must. I
Yeah.
think there's a time traveler and a help from future self in hand.
Mm,
Maybe a phase shift as well.
yeah, the help from future
And
self
the
here
control the weak. Yeah, there we go.
is where that's where I guess a rent along doesn't really have to worry too much about throwing stuff in the discard, right? Because those help from future selves let you reshuffle anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So indeed, there was a phase shift and help from future self,
Yeah,
and the time traveler in hand because I didn't see that in the discard. So it means there's 4 cards to be drawn. It shuffles his
there's a
deck.
shuffle. Yeah. So nothing played off the phase shift yet. Waiting to kind of see what he draws here.
I'm not sure if that might be a questionable play, maybe not. Like, I'm not sure what. So the two battle fleets are back in the hand for potentially next turn
Mm.
popping off, or the phase shift can still do the battle fleet, right? Um,
Well, there was one card
there
left.
we go. Right.
Oh
So
no,
so
yeah,
the battle fleet reveals the other battle fleet, which
yeah.
again is not ideal, but for the phase shift that was a possibility to. The library access is also not active because it was there. Plays interdimensional graft.
Yeah. Oh, second help from
Uses
future self. Holy cow.
and
And a
Scrambler
scrambler
Storm.
storm.
I mean, it's a great turn, but I think you would have liked more.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, it's still
there's
brutal. Like, you can't play this here. You can't play your action to wipe the board. And
everything stunned.
Erentelong's in check.
Well, like check is bad, but it's not the end of the world because you don't win by. Um, you can be behind two keys. That's fine.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you probably are not getting hit with another battle fleet or library access anytime soon. So you might have a
There's
couple
still
turns.
one battle fleet in hand, and the rest might have been shuffled back in, but I'm not sure if Erentelong drew anything because of the Phosphorus Stars
Yeah.
change.
Where were we at? Be hard to track all that, especially with the two from
And
future
it's
selves.
so much happened. It is just turn 3.
Yeah. Let's see. So if you're Sydney, I mean, what do you do here? You've got a lot of disc creatures maybe that you could just drop down. Oh, you can't play disc, so you can't even do that.
You cannot play this. So if you get clogged up in your hand, probably you go Aquadon, unstun your stuff, and then hope or something. There's an aerial peddler with a damage pip in Aquadon.
Dave Santarentalong has a 4 disc hand.
Choosing my game plan. If I were to take Resty later, does the effect pass to him or is it still on me? I think it's on play, so it stays, right?
Yeah.
Are you answering that? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so without actions, there is the aerial peddler with damage pip that could do it. Is there anything else that can?
Well, but yeah, I mean, everything is stuns here first, though. Like, you've got to.
No, there's a damage pip on an aerial peddler that you can
Oh,
play,
another area.
and
Okay.
yeah, not this one. It's a different one, but I don't think it's there. No, so
Just discards a security detail. So
so
this
I
is the.
think you yeah, this now maybe becomes another Mars turn. Um, maybe no, actually not. It's
It's
plate
probably
logos
disc.
revealed a battle fleet only one Mars card, so it's gonna be this controlling
Yeah.
the weak or something, right?
Or something. But what's really
Yeah.
tough is like, so the thing with Restringuntus is it's unlike Befuddle, you can't call the house and just discard the cards. So you're just stuck with the discards until you can get rid of that. So
Oh
like
no,
Sydney
the
might be
fear.
just sitting on like 4 discards
Yeah,
already.
it could very well be.
There goes the Aerial Peddler.
So if you have control the weak now, what would you call?
Uh
Geistoid, because you can't get rid of Resting Guntus in Geistoid, right?
Goes into Geistoid.
Yeah,
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 there's
yeah,
there's
yeah.
no there's no creature control there. So you get the artifact down at least here.
So that's good, but still the Resting Guntus is there.
Ooh, the
Okay, the
atomic
atomic.
destabilizers. I mean, it's something,
Okay,
right?
I mean something. If you
Slightly
well,
incentivizes him to try and kill it himself,
yeah,
but it's
but
probably going to be
like
too slow.
the key abductions with a
Yeah.
bazillion card.
Well, he's still on 5, and he just played. Let's see, do we see all 4? Yeah, all 4. Screaming Cave will start doing stuff next turn too, if he keeps
Mm-hmm.
going dis. So you could just get the control the weak lock out here if he drew into another one.
Well, if you control the weak into what, like into Geistoid, like next turn you can
Yeah, you lose your
kill.
Restaurant Guntus,
Yeah.
and you
But
start archiving stuff.
Sydney's hand is a bit clogged up, right? Um,
Yeah, it's got to be at this
so
point. We've got
is there
a 2
any
card
if
play and a 1 card play, or a 1 card play and 2 card play so far.
mm,
So she's probably sitting on at least 3. It's got to be more than 3 discards at this point. Hand of 8 though, she took the archive, so she doesn't even. Did she even draw? She didn't even draw that turn.
No, she took the archives to put the shard down to
Yeah.
keep the threat up, right? Otherwise, you still have to wait another turn. So I
So that
think you might as well
means
put it down. So
we've
Phase Shift
got
Battlefleet, again, only 2 cards revealed for the Battlefleet, so it draws 2 cards
Orbital
off of the
Bombardment,
first.
though, is going to be able to take out at
Yeah,
least the Summon Council.
yeah. Tunk and Orbital Bombardment, so depending on what you draw, two
Oh, I
cards.
guess you're not playing. Sorry, it's a Logos turn. This is
It's a
off a
Phase
phase
Shift,
shift.
right?
Sorry.
But so honestly, this could have gone a lot worse. Like I see the the potential that could have been there if like there was better draws from the battle fleet, maybe a library access or um, it's very efficient still, but it's not as efficient as it could have been.
Yeah.
I don't think Erentelong is not very lucky, let's say, at the moment.
Well, I mean, I think one of the help from future selves not getting flipped in the future is past was very big for him. But yeah, so far I think now. Well, I mean, he had to play the chains too, right, on the phosphorus stars. So like it is a little bit self-imposed. It's not necessarily just bad luck. It's just he's been a little
I
bit
think,
clogged up.
yeah, I think you might have maybe questioned the phosphorus stars, but seeing it played out, I think it was the right call because it's so awkward to get rid of that Resting Gruntus now, right?
Yeah. Now we see a Reap with the Time Traveler. There's a lab work for some archiving. Do we have the second Scrambler Storm? Because that would be brutal. Oh, or a
There's
phase
another phase
shift.
shift. Control the weak, maybe. Oh,
Color
color.
support.
Oh no. Never get rid of that Resting Gruntus. My goodness. So who's locking who out
Uh,
now?
well, so
The
this
lockout deck
is
is not locking the.
this is almost lockout setup for Sydney, right?
But
It'll
the
be one turn
de-escalation
off
is
because you can
there,
de-escalate, but
right?
you can also do the corner of the market here, and then you have a creature
Oh.
to play, so you can get
But
rid of
there's
the
one,
Screaming
but
Cave
now you
too.
give one big turn, right? Or am I
He can't.
mistaken?
Yeah, yeah. So she's got one turn to get it back in archives, so you'll have to give him one turn, but it won't be this turn. So you buy yourself a little
But
bit.
the escalation you give 3 cards in the archive.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's a
very scary.
risk worth taking, but it is a bit risky.
Yeah,
Would you have maybe held on the? Nah,
I
you
was
you
thinking
do
about
play it.
holding the corner, but yeah, I think either way,
Maybe
that big
because
turn's
now
gonna happen.
you're gonna craft your hand a bit more. So if you have those Mars cards, you
Ooh,
just put them in your archive, right? And
good catch from Harm. There could be a clipped wings on the
oh,
disc turn.
thank you,
So
Harms.
Erentelong actually needs to think through if he does anything on this turn or if you just pass here and just leave if you have a
I
good
mean,
hand or just
you're
not
gonna do it
archive it,
anyway.
right?
It's not a Siphonate or Dysania. You just
Yeah, it doesn't give you the
call her bluff. Like how many cards did she draw? Not that much, right? But she was sitting on 4 discards for a long time.
pull
She
archives and
archived it
pass is
earlier.
another option.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it archived earlier?
What card?
Let,
Sorry.
let's see on those two in here somewheres. Yes. Clipped
Yeah.
Wings was archived.
Yeah. It was clipped wings and
Oh
the
boy. Oh boy. This then the win?
no, because he'll still get a turn, just might not be with the archives,
No. Yeah,
right?
sure. Okay. You're right.
So we see he's just discarding them. Oops, that's the archive. Oh no, he
No,
does
he
archive a few of them.
uses it to
Yeah.
archive, so we know that's going to be shuffled back in. So there's still one turn. Um,
Huge.
so
I mean,
th-
decent Mars there too, right? Orbital, Tunk, Gromid, Combat Pheromones, and the Battle
and
Fleet.
they're all going to be shuffled back in, so they're
Oh
not
my goodness.
available. Oh, so for those that don't know, she uses the
Ooh.
Shard of Resurgence to archive the corner of the market, which you can then infinitely loop um, and pretty much not allow Rentalong to play any
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not bad harmed unless this is his last turn to play any cards for the rest of the game. And
yeah.
then he's kind of in trouble. So really it's down to what he has in these 6 cards. But even then, like
What do you think she's thinking of now? Plays Clip Wings, of course. Oh, Purges. What?
she
Two
might
Clip
have both.
Wings
She might
then.
have both. Oh no, here's a Mind Fire. No, that's the one she archived.
Plays Infernus. Oh, getting rid of a battle fleet, I guess, and restoring Guntus maybe now. 'Cause you're like, no, that's
Just
not
for
happening to
spite.
me again.
Scrambler Storm and
Uh,
Control the Weak.
okay, okay.
He's got the Battle Fleet.
Plays a Dust Imp.
There's the
There's the Clip
second
Wings, the
Clipped
second
Wings. Oh,
one.
it's got double discard pips, so has to.
Oh, right. Wow.
Riku said this
Wow,
is taking
wow,
too
wow.
long for an alliance game.
It is, but it needs to be an insane turn. But she discarded 2 cards. He's got 4 in hand, and maybe not the high value cards. If there's a Control the Weak still,
Yeah,
then
Control the
maybe
Weak buys him one
okay.
more turn.
Buys him a turn, gets him 3 more draws. Is not over yet, but can archive something else with Start of Resurgence, another Clipped Wings or another Mind Fire, right?
Yeah,
Um, there's one key for Sydney. Goes into Guy's
yeah.
Night. Probably can play like 3 cards and archive something.
Yeah, she's haunted now
Um,
too, so she probably has at least a one. Oh, we know she has an in here somewhere, right?
there's 3 in there somewheres in the deck in total. So
Was there
probably
one
one of
archived or
them.
no? Maybe I missed that.
I don't remember. Plays a Futurist Past again, and in there somewhere. Right. So the next turn you got both Clipped Wings and the Mindfire maybe, and the Corner of the Market. Oh, okay, goes for more
No, you
board
don't. You don't have the
presence.
clipped wings. She shuffled the clipped wings back into the deck.
Ah, yeah. Maybe with a
I mean,
different
maybe
order.
you don't really need them at this point because you got the Vapor Imp, which is going to start stopping stuff unless he keeps finding the control the weeks.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But we got one purged, so he's
It's
only
uh, it's
hitting.
anyone's game still. I'm leaning towards Sydney's win, but it's got one turn to pull off something magical. Maybe get to 6 amber. Is there a lot of amber control in this? There's capture pips on the clipped wing, but it's not
There's some
there.
capture pips. Um, you've already got your Infernus out though, not really a way to bounce it. The Mind Fire was played, so we don't know what she drew back into, right? So she could have drawn back into a clipped
Hmm.
wings or Mind Fire or stuff like that.
So how do you do?
Those logos
Logos,
though.
library access, phase shift, hope for the best. Yeah.
I mean, with the
Time
time
traveler.
traveler, this could still go really hard.
Phase shift. Doc Bogton keeps drawing from the logos first. Hopefully finds a battle fleet for Erentelong.
I mean, really, he just needs check and a
There's the Infinity Strobe with 1 capture pip. Maybe
well,
that's
I was gonna
there.
say a Scrambler Storm. Checking a
Oh, the
Scrambler Storm,
control the
right?
weak again.
Oh, there's the
Oish,
control the
oish,
weak.
oish.
Yeah, back into Geistoid.
Nice to it.
Which Geistoid does have Parabyte, but she didn't pick that up. So both Parabyte and Veil are gone.
This game is going back and forth.
This is intense.
I like it. I like it.
Because I
So
mean,
you're
like
just
this
trying
is
to, yeah, pump as much amber now, right? As
it's
you
not a
can.
terrible library access turn, but he might be about fizzled at this point. He is.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, he
man.
is. So again, Sydney needs to find amber control cards um, somehow.
Yeah. So there could be one
So
more
it
in here
uses
somewhere. There's the shard, which at this point maybe you grab a
so
Veil. Yeah.
so if the control week maybe was necessary, so maybe
Oh,
there's
that's
a,
the
a
only
battle
card.
battle fleet card in hand now, maybe.
I mean, none of them have been purged, and there's none in the discard now, so they've all been shuffled. So there's a decent chance you have an okay shot
There's a
at a
decent chance. So it's either
battle fleet
full
here.
this or full Mars or a mix of them
But we did
in a
see
rental.
the Veil get picked up, so she does have some amber control if she needs it here in Geistoid. But you need to go
But
Dis.
yeah, if you go to 6 or 7 now with this
Erentelong goes Dis.
Erentelong and controlling the weak while you're in it, it's a very good chance that that might be enough. Place fear.
Yeah, so you hit the aerial peddler.
Okay, so probably considering control the weak into Aquadon, maybe.
Aquadon gives her another control corner of the market.
That's true, but not the archive.
Yeah.
Oh, there's only
Oh,
Restrict
or you
Contest
rest.
again! Oh, so cannot go. Oh, wait, but she can go into
She can go
this.
Dis.
But can she wipe the board? And can
Uh,
she out tempo?
I mean, she can.
She can fight and then out
Yeah,
tempo afterwards.
but
But
also
she
the
there's
Vapor
also the
Imp
Doc
hurts
Bookton
so
and the
much here.
and oh This is
She's
so you
got a
need to
chance
kill
here.
stuff.
This is an opening, right? We'll see what
Yeah,
she can
but
do.
the dust imp is there, right? So if you leave the dust imp, that one can reap every turn
Yeah,
at
but
least.
you might just
You
kill it
don't
and
want
then
to
use one of
kill
your
it.
captured pips now.
Well.
So I mean, you have to fight Succubus and Restringuntus, right? Unless you have this. Well, you can't strop here,
No,
right? That's the issue. Or
the
if you
problem is you
do,
can't leave more. You cannot leave more than 2 creatures from a house, I guess,
uh,
because you can't play cards, but you can use your board.
yeah, yeah.
So even though there's 12 cards, maybe Mindfire is back to steal something. Um, we should have paid more attention to the archive. So she starts off with the obvious thing, right? The corner of the market and archiving it back. So you got that out of the way. Now you don't mess that up, and you're gonna try to think, what do I do? Plays out creatures obviously to start building up the board.
Yeah, this is super intense armed.
Yeah, it is super intense. What would I do? I would probably kill the succubus and the red Stringantis,
Oh,
and
she's
then
got the
maybe kill
ecstasy
the time
siphon
traveler. Oh, ecstasy
with a
siphon
damage pip on it too. Oh no, with a
and
discard pip.
a
Okay.
discard, yeah.
Discards the
Uh,
de-escalation, so can get that. Well, you can't archive that because you still got it. Oh,
okay,
hits the dust
okay.
imp though.
So now you need to kill those two. Infinity Strop on, nice.
It still doesn't kill with a
With
dock,
the
but you
with that
can.
catcher pip we're
Yeah.
talking about, right? Now you run your distump in, you play out your creatures, you reap, and you rinse and repeat, and
Oh my goodness.
that's probably the game, right?
I think so.
What a game one, what a treat, honestly.
This is insane. And there's so much more interplay with like all the like the scrambler storms and stuff too. Like
Yeah.
it's so hard for it to be a sure thing for her.
So you cannot play cards and cannot
Oh,
play action cards on top.
but how crazy is
So
that one amber? If he has one
so
more amber.
so yeah, like I think Sydney next turn makes the key, um, reaps the 5 and maybe has
One more
another
pip.
ember somewhere.
Did
Yeah.
she play the clipped wings? She should have at least one clip. She would have drawn into at least one of the clipped wings now, I think. So
Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
probably
I
has
think
that.
that might be it. Might be it.
Oh my goodness. This is crazy.
So now you just make sure she's probably like, okay, don't mess up. I gotta pick up my archive. I'm gonna play the corner of the market. I'm gonna archive
Yeah.
it back in. Then I'm gonna reap, and then
Yeah.
I
So
can
there's the
totally see it.
corner. There's the shard.
Wow,
You
what a
have to play
game!
the clipped wings first so the vapor imp doesn't discard it. Oh, there's a mind fire. Anyways, that'll get
It
you
doesn't
there.
it doesn't really matter the clip wing now, does it?
Well, you needed the amber pip to get the check. But
Sure,
now with
sure,
mind
okay,
fire, yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Wow, wow,
Crazy.
wow. That's that was intense. That was.
Oh, can't actually use the aerial peddler because that gives
Oh
Erentelong a
no!
creature, so not getting to check there. But didn't
But you
didn't discard anything.
okay? It's
Summon
okay
Council
because
and Vapor
still
Imp.
can't do anything,
Or
right? There's still the
Defender.
loop going on, so better safe than
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
probably.
But I think he's holy cow. Such a close game.
But you could have read with the peddler, right? It would have been okay if it went to the other side, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it'd be exhausted. I think it's
It's safe anyway. It's safe. The,
safer.
the
But yeah,
game
it gets her to
game is
check
in the
there.
bag, I think. I did not expect game one of the final refrain lines to go like this.
Right.
Yeah, what a game one for the tournament. Yeah, I hope your software's ready, Snoopy. Yeah, so you're sitting there with your 9-hand Mars, but you can't use it. Um, and probably Sydney knows she's won this first game, but probably still nervous because it ain't over till it's over, you know?
And there you go. He just
There
passes
you go.
here. Sydney
Yeah,
goes right back into dis, keeps it
corner the
going.
market.
Have to make sure you actually
Yeah,
do that so that
yeah, put it back
it's a
into
sure
your
thing.
archive. Probably done it a million times already, but still. There's the clip wings. Purchase Tunk, the most valuable card in Mars. Ugh. Yeah, that's crazy. Purchase key abduction at random.
There you go.
A 1 in 8 chance with 12 point something percent. Um, wow. Very, very well played, both of them for
Yeah.
game one.
Again, I think Erentelong had a rough start there, which is interesting because uh
No, no, he
he
was
didn't mulligan,
unlucky.
right?
He was unlucky,
Well,
honestly.
he didn't mulligan. He had the two battle fleets in there with only one other Mars card, right? So like that was
Yeah.
just a decision that could have paid off really well and didn't quite do it.
So I
uh
did capture the lock if you
yeah,
just
I got him
capture
as
it as
well.
well. So Erentelong game one. What a game. What a game. Okay, so try update the visuals as well, Aaron, if you didn't already
Yep. Good
do that.
catch. We've got SCSteele with game one. Oh, nope.
Let's go. Don't disrespect Tunk. I'm sorry, Dave, but good luck, have fun. All
All
right.
right, so Erentelong
Game
chooses
two.
first again here.
Because he's looking for more cards, more information, probably. Um, I think you want to go first. Um,
With that deck. Yeah.
yeah, probably.
I
I
mean,
think so.
most of those cards, those disruption cards early are gonna just buy you more time anyways. And so yeah, finding the cards you want.
Like,
There's only one
was
Scrambler
it
Storm. For some reason I was thinking there was two, but that's a different one.
maybe because I messed up the graphics? I don't know. Or maybe there's a different deck with
I think there's a
two
different one that
scramble
has
storms.
two.
Could be. Um, so um, they both did not mulligan, right? Because it's the house phase for Erentelong. Um,
Yeah.
so, so
So
no
both happy with
mulligans.
their hands.
There you go, Dave. Your wish is me granted. Tunk, strongest card, because that's the card you play first.
And Sydney going into
See.
Equidon, so a little bit of a mirror here from last game, at least as far as their house choices.
Oh, High Street Churn. That's also such a great card. So you
Ooh,
choose house on your opponents at any card, and you discard random cards from your hand until a card of that
holy
chosen house
cow.
is there.
Those discards
So
are brutal. Both
so she
phase
chooses
shifts.
Mars.
Both phase shift, a time traveler, and a help from future self. So that's like basically your library access turn is already like very,
Yeah,
very hurt
yeah.
by that.
So, but did filter into a new hand pretty much. Um, so his whole hand was discarded, right? And it was logos and this. So now maybe you have Mars again? Yeah, no way to tell, honestly. Sydney putting down a board with some pressure. Um, de-escalation in the discard, I guess you want that because you want to archive that at one point, maybe.
Yeah,
6 cards for Erentelong.
6 new cards.
Turn
So this
2.
could just be a bunch of Mars now, right? Like we saw there was no Mars left.
Because he was very happy with his hand, he didn't
Yeah,
mulligan, and then his
I
hand
mean,
just
I
got
would have been happy with that hand
wiped.
too.
Completely wiped. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been that would been a great turn. Um, taking his time. Um, you don't become 2 times Italian national champion uh, without considering all your options before
Yeah.
playing. So did grab some Mars cards potentially. Um,
Yep.
so how great was that first hand? But is this one better? With probably not, right? If there's multiple battle fleets, you don't take that much time to think about your turn. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you looking at in here? So, I mean, even the Phosphorus Stars, do you play that again? Or do you
I mean,
try
it
to not
worked
chain
pretty well
yourself?
last game. I think last game it was worth it, uh,
That was
even
with
though it might
the,
not have looked like it. The
yeah,
second Tunk, it's Tunk Value
ooh,
Town
and the
here.
combat pheromones. Psychic
A
network for
psychic
no value.
network. Oof.
I think you're
Mm,
probably fine with that as a turn. It's not like crazy fast, but it is helping you filter out some of these cards that like are good, but they're not like
yeah.
the needed pieces. So now we're probably gonna start seeing control the weaks and stuff, unless Ooh, there's a clipped
Clip wings
wings.
purchase. What's it gonna get? Ooh, Fogify.
Fogify. That's not what you wanted.
No, no, no.
Sydney's deck
What
not
else is
super
there?
concerned with fighting.
There's still Mindfire and other clipped wings.
She does
Talking
get the
about
second clipped wings.
ooh,
This one having the two
she's
discards though.
slowing, yeah, slowing Erentelong down quite a bit and making herself more efficient.
Purges Zork.
Zork. Ugh.
Does discard some Equidon stuff there, so getting her own hand set up.
Oh,
Ooh.
Infernus.
So this is
Uh,
tough. Probably hit the
maybe
phase
the two
shifts.
phase shifts
Yeah.
even. Might go for the two phase shifts. Probably the yeah, or one phase shift and the time traveler. I don't know. Maybe two phase shifts.
Both phase. Oh no, one phase shift and the
Yeah,
time traveler.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I can totally see that. I can totally see that. Yeah.
And then passing
Man,
that amber
some
over. Does get to use
great
the tunk here
turns.
too.
Yeah,
The
they
tunk
kill it.
sadly still gets picked up by a key abduction, so like you kind of actually want to kill that if you're Sydney at some point, just so it's not an extra card.
That's true, but there's 4 cards in hand, so I think some control the weak stuff will
4 cards
happen.
in hand is.
Okay. It has to be on the Archon card, right? So you cannot choose Mars here because it's
Yeah.
not on the Archon card. Um, so uses Comet Pheromones, plays a Screaming Cave. Only has 3 cards left. I think
Ooh, discarding a rise
there's
there.
Control
There's
the
control
Weak,
the
right?
weak.
I think you need to Control the Weak because Sydney
Yeah.
was making a lot of progress through her deck while at the same time slowing Erentelong down.
But Sydney
So, oh,
also,
the shard is there already.
yeah, discarded some
Oh,
cards. So there's actually like, I wonder if you almost called Equidon there because she's already played and discarded a lot of Equidon. But then you might get Corner of the Market, but Corner of the Market also is gonna,
Infinity Strop on Mars.
yeah, it just a little bit of damage.
Reaping with Infernus on check. Drew 1 card or 2? 2 cards. And already had 4 non discards there. So if she found the corner of the market already, that would be pretty crazy. She's halfway through the deck, so there's a 50% chance,
Yeah. And also having
right?
a shard down already is, yeah, a scary spot for Erentelong here.
Yeah, he needs to go big soon. But one phase shift in the discard, one phase shift purged. The battle fleet's still either in draw or in hand. Library X is still there, but no phase shifts to really go crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Help
Uh,
from Future Self could flip one back into the deck.
True, but it's not in his hand yet.
Yeah. And then Scrambler Storm can also buy you a turn. We
Yes,
do get the library access. All right. So we'll see. From a 6 card hand, no archives. This could fizzle kind of fast. This is also scary, I
it
think, for
can, it
Erentelong
can.
here. Get some
Oh,
archiving. We do
already
know both of the clipped wings are gone, so that's safe for a turn at least.
Scramble
There's a
Storm's
Scramble
there.
Storm. And that's it.
No,
But
Erentelong,
man,
what's with your luck today? You are not lucky.
yeah. I mean, but
Uh,
you kind of have to
you
take
have to,
that
yeah.
turn,
But
right?
I mean, both games, the where you want to draw into the stuff, he does not draw into the stuff.
Well, think about
Scramble Storm is there, but
his battle fleets though. So there's 6 card in hand and
yeah,
10 left in deck, and only one Mars card. Oh no, 2 Mars cards in the discard and 2 on the board. I think your battle fleet turns could still start getting really big here.
yeah, sure can.
And
It
Sydney
could
can't
still
do
be
any
like
actions this turn, so
three keys in one turn kind of situation. Um, Archiving a card from a discard pile with so clip wings either to purge something amazing from hand or the lab work forcing the play out early maybe.
yeah. Also
Um,
means no. I mean, she could have discarded an archived the Corner of the Market, but we don't know if she's holding it or if she just doesn't have it because she couldn't play it this turn.
she couldn't play it. No, that's
Yeah,
right.
does get rid of that one tunk though. So again, trying to just get
But
some of the
but
Mars off the board.
Erentelong goes into this. This is not part of our archives. No Clip Wing is there, so I think Control the Week might be coming out again.
Yeah.
Because I think you archived something important with the lab work, or it was a decoy. And you wanted to keep it safe.
Yeah, it's
So
a tough call. Well, except again, you
really,
did know
yeah.
both clip. Oh no, one clip rings is back, and so not taking it now is a tough call for Sydney. If do you try to definitely, but most likely she gets controlled the week here, and
that's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, you probably would have if it, or it's not a very important card in the archive. That
yeah,
also um, could be the case.
and you're probably hitting, probably going controlling the week into Equidon now.
Um,
I mean, it's so
yeah,
tough. Equidon at least keeps you from getting to recur the corner of the market.
yeah. There's a lot of Aquadon already played or in discard. So last turn, Sydney played this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
choose
Restringantes,
control
right?
the week into.
How can we forget about Restringantes? So you call this again, or Geistoid maybe now, because Sydney might be holding a lot of the Geistoid cards.
It's a tough call. But it also
Yeah.
depends. He might have second control the week here because there's still two in the deck, right? None of them have been purged, and we've
Yeah,
only seen one.
yeah, right. That's correct. And the Screaming Cave can be so yeah, Geistoid. So if Sydney has like a lot of Geistoid cards in hand, that'd be very awkward right now. Um, controls the weak into Aquadon,
Yeah.
play some stuff out. Probably Screaming Caves. No, it does not.
And again, we know
So
the de-escalation has gone to just tough call because Sydney was able to archive a card last turn. She went for the clipped wings
there's two
instead of.
de-escalations
Oh,
though.
there's two
There's two de-escalations.
de-escalations.
Oh, and there it is. There's a sec. Okay, so that was clutch actually.
It's tricky though. You just gave him four or three more archives and did
Yeah, but
not.
if you play two Aquadon cards and you draw into, you do not get to kill the rest of the guns. You draw into two
Yeah,
more Geistoid, you
yeah, you're in
are
trouble.
stuck forever. So probably another Control the Weak coming out here, I would imagine. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
back into Equidon. Yeah. Oh, it's so brutal.
That's so brutal. Um, they're semi-lockout decks as well. Like Sydney's a full-on lockout deck, but um, oh,
Oh
does
no.
absolutely nothing.
And we did have the
So
Screaming
now,
Cave. All three
now,
control the weeks are
now
in
it
there.
has to be the Battle Fleet madness, right?
Or you could just keep locking her out if he keeps drawing into because he's got the Screaming Cave loop going now, so he might just draw into control the week for the rest of the game.
Sure, but what are the odds of that happening?
With three of them, I mean it's not
There,
amazing,
there's
but he's also going to be
there.
archiving with the library. Like,
So the further you go along, the more you hit it at the start, the more likely it is that you'll hit it in the
yeah,
future. Oh,
there's a control the
control.
week. Oh,
So is
oh, it's
Sydney
so
getting
brutal.
getting a taste of her own medicine by like kind of being locked out because yeah.
Yeah, and all the while archiving. So most likely that archives is like all
So
Mars. So your
how
battle
many
fleet
cards?
is
Like it drew only two cards, correct? Only drew
uh
two cards.
no, with Screaming Cave you reshuffle your whole hand.
Oh, you reshuffle your whole hand. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So there it is, control the week again back into Equidon. Yeah, this is really crazy. But again, that
I
library is just making it higher chances every
yeah,
time he shuffles.
yeah, yeah. And Sydney's just saying like, okay, well, this is apparently how my opponents
Oh, and he
feel.
goes right back into this. He's got it again. Oh my gosh. And so
So
now he's going to check.
the RNG has changed now.
Yeah. Which means now he probably battle fleets to
It's
win
getting more and more likely
pretty easily
that
next turn.
he draws into the control of the weeks or indeed battle fleet key abduction.
Holy cow.
But no one can say that Alliance is boring for real. Like what are these games? My
Well, what's
goodness.
funny is both of these games could have ended on turn 3,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
just barely didn't.
All right,
Okay,
there you
so
go.
now,
So
yeah,
we got the battle fleet, key abduction.
yeah,
I think they both
that
know what time it is.
should be
Yeah.
it.
See, the two tongues draw 2 cards now. Technically, they'll probably draw 4 or more cards. So
Playing it out
tunk
here
is
because again, we
valuable.
got to get these stats. Got to get these
We
stats.
gotta
So
get that stats. Arkham games and turn 3 all the time. Yeah. Battlefleet. Yeah. We know you can make 3 keys now.
yeah, we see the key abduction
And
in there. So
yeah,
doesn't
another nail biter.
really need to do this, but
Wants to make sure. Wants to make sure that
there it is.
key abduction.
All right, got the game logs.
Yeah.
Jeez, GG's both. All right, this is what we wanted, right? This is down to the wire. Both players getting their hits in.
Yeah.
Uh, Crazy stuff. But that is not the game I expected from Erentelong's deck. But it is an option, and now we know.
No, you're right. Yeah. My my green screen is catching the light in a funny way. That's fine.
Oh, at least you have green screen. Some of us are just making do.
Mm. Game
Let's,
3. So Sydney lost now, and she gets to choose. She
yep.
knows Erentelong wants to go first. So I don't know. She
But
chooses
does
to go
she want to go
second.
first?
I think you
Yeah.
want to put out as much stuff. So maybe they're both happy with the starting positions they have.
Yeah. I think Sydney's deck probably wants to try and get a board down quick just to try and slow down the Western
Oh
gun just
my
lock.
god!
Oh,
And he knows that in
she
this
goes
the
Geistoid, so
most.
she doesn't have an answer for it right now.
He knows this is the
Does have the
most. Oh,
shard
but
though.
and in there somewhere too.
Hits all
Oh,
the other in here somewheres, and the
what?
future is past. That is such a brutal discard off the top. I mean,
So
she's got the shard.
meanwhile, Locus is maybe about to pop off.
Yeah.
Um, Scrambler Storm, Help from Future Self, takes a Time Traveler,
No library
draws two
access though.
cards,
But the Scrambler Storm
and
is
probably
rough.
no face shifts either. So
Okay,
you
so
can kill the Western Guntus at least,
yeah,
right?
very fast
But
call back into Geistoid here.
and then get an in here somewhere back with the shard, right? Um, so that's not too bad actually. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Or do you do the
Uh,
future is past here? Because then you just flip it next turn and you get all three of those. But like, do you
mm,
really care that much about three in here somewhere
yeah.
versus one?
No, because then your rest of the deck where your combo pieces are will be available for you to in there somewhere afterwards. I haven't done
Maybe. You're
the
probably not
I
moving your
haven't done the
hand enough
math,
this turn though.
but
Yeah.
but Sydney has done the math and she takes the futures pass, so she
Yeah.
needs 2 more turns to
I feel like
future
that
pass. Futures
that's a
pass.
lot of turns.
Now future pass flips. Archive corner the market. Next turn you're golden, right?
Oh, that's true. You can just flip it and get the yeah. This is
Oof.
crazy.
So Sydney end of turn 2 is threatening lockout on turn 4, if I'm correct. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And
And
Erentelong
she's
probably is like, futures past. What's gonna happen? Uh, I'm
that's
not sure
right.
how well. I'm not sure how well versed Erentelong is in GR, but I would imagine that he knows that.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean,
uh-oh.
he's 2024 champion, right? So he's seen some of
Yeah,
it. Do you mean in
yeah,
Amber Skies? This is it looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
Ember
GR.
Skies.
It looks like a GR
I
card,
mean
but yeah.
Ember Skies, but Futures Pulse is a GR card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does look like a GR discard pile at least.
Yeah. Man, he's thinking about it here.
Yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner. Indeed, you're right, Dave.
I mean,
GR, this is a
did
dark
you see
thought.
the recap yet or the kickoff yesterday? There's still plenty of GR in this tournament.
There's 11 of them. 11. It's less than
Yeah,
Archon,
not quite
but
half,
it's
but
it's just mainly because of Bryocap, which needs to be errata. So someone from No, not the route out. Put on the restricted list. So someone does analyze this tournament afterwards with all the data that we are very willing to provide, and then comes up with a very good restricted list. That sounds like a solid plan to
Sounds
me.
amazing.
Yeah. We will get a lot of data from this tournament, honestly, and it can be uh, used to look at future restricted lists, maybe. Um, very extra happy to provide, indeed, Snoopy. Yeah. Erentelong says just a second, and
Yep.
that's totally fair because he knows something's about to go down in 2 turns from now, so wants to assess the options. So let me see if the players filled out some funny information in their submission form.
Yeah, I think
So
that's. Go ahead.
yeah, no, so Sydney, how she came up with her alliances. ABR had a week of alliance with no key cheats nor anything on the restricted list. She started with the Dispot CTM and found a teammate spot with Geisert shard. She fell in love with it, went on the secondary market to find a Dispit Geisert shard, and that's that. Meanwhile, Erentelong started with logos, draws first, as you always should do. Probably has help from Future
Shuffles
Self.
Time Traveler, yeah. Okay, so probably trying to get back the Western Guntus, because Western Guntus is a pretty decent help here if you can phase shift it in.
8 cards in hand. Second Time Traveler, 9
Oof.
cards in hand. No library access,
Yeah.
though. Lab work, archiving something.
And getting check past what the destabilizer will stop, so.
True, if there's
Again, the
no...
checks aren't as big of a deal for Rentalong's deck,
No,
but
no.
it's still pressure.
Another help from Future Self for the Amber. To be honest, this is kind of another fizzle turn on those logos. You would have expected more.
Yeah. So, but the thing for Sydney here is like you have to assume that there's a
Mm-hmm.
control the weak in
Scrambler
hand,
or
right? Or Scrambler
something
Storm.
like,
It's probably
yeah.
not Scrambler Storm, otherwise he probably would have played
But
it.
but do you? I think you still do go Geistoid and flip your deck and archive corner the market, saying
Yeah.
you know what's happening. You better do something now. Lock me out again, or because he cannot go use the logos creatures. I don't think. Um, so it does flip with Futures Boss. Uses a shard to archive corner the market. Does she have anything to back it up in her hand?
I
Probably
mean,
not.
yeah, she would have played it last turn. I think she's at most has like one other Geistoid card in hand here, but this could just be a.
So what do you do now? You maybe I don't think you kill the time traveler. You just reap.
Oh, she kills
Maybe
the
I
Time
guess you
Traveler.
do. Yeah. Maybe for future turns. But Erentelong cannot go into logos. I don't think so.
Well, again, with the corner of the market lockout, board presence still can be used, right? So you still want to clear the board as much as possible. I mean, she probably
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean,
have
but
a
like
de-escalation.
right now you don't want to go into logos. You need to either build your board or you need to control the weak. Western Guntus,
Yeah,
like
which
if it's found again, it's in the discard, right? The Western Guntus, yeah.
fast
But
disc pull here. Let's see. Oh, we've got probably maybe two controller weeks in hand or one
so
archive.
if you really analyze the
Yeah,
discard pile, you could know what is in the hand, right? So Arise, no, Arise on the Western Guntus, and there's 2 control the weeks in either hand or one in archive,
he didn't
because I
pull the
see one in
archive,
the
so
discard. So I
most
would
likely.
imagine
I
that,
mean, he has one in hand no matter what, because, well, I guess unless
yeah,
it's in the archive, but
yeah.
I
So
think you
either
pulled the
1
archive
or
here.
2 in hand, right? Um, can play the creatures. Screaming Cave not able to be played. Um, let's
Does
see.
Sydney, let's see, do we know what Sydney's got too? Ooh, oh,
The
she doesn't
the
have the Infinity
lash
Strop.
no.
Should have a de-escalation or close to it. Oh no, the de-escalation. Yeah, because we haven't seen a de-escalation yet, have we?
No, I don't think it was in the discard. So the discard becomes the draw and vice versa. So if it wasn't in the discard before and it isn't now, then she has it in hand.
Yeah. Still deciding what he's doing with him here.
Yeah, so you're thinking like, what do I do with my Western Guntas, and what do I do with my first control of the week? Your Western Guntas probably on this, right? And you control the week maybe
I think
Geistoid?
the
Maybe
problem is
not.
there's a Geistoid creature on the board and you can't get rid of it. I think that makes this
No.
really, really tough for Erentelong. Because if there's, especially if there's a de-escalation in hand, and we're assuming there is, Dis starts the combo anyways. Equidon clears the board. Geistoid can get rid of the Restaurant Guntis, and we know the Arise is gone now too. So
And what are the battle fleets? Where are they located? One, two. Oh, they're all in the discard.
and the key
So
abduction.
if he doesn't flip, the de-escalation is really valuable.
Restaurant Guntis is down. Let's see what the call is.
So maybe he can't flip actually, and then control the week should definitely not go into Aquidon. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
haven't
It's
done the math.
very. This is tough. I think you.
So Arise on Succubus, Dust, Imp, and Western Guntus.
Yeah.
So there's 2 more creatures, put you on 5, but there's a chain and 1 draw. So needs to play 2 more cards after those 2.
Okay, so stops
Okay,
Equidon.
okay.
So no
Makes sense.
de-escalation.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah. Because I don't think he's gonna flip.
Yeah, but you
Needs to
still have
play
to
2 more
control the
cards to
weak
flip.
into Geistoid here, which
Okay,
is still a
okay. So
bad turn for
does
Sydney.
flip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flipping is very important there.
What what if you control the weak into this? That's not what you want, right?
Right, that starts
That's
the combo.
so um has to be Geistoid, and you can get rid of the rest of Guntus. Oh, it
Does
goes into
do this.
this.
So,
But maybe he's
yeah.
calculated and he says, okay, do your thing. I'm faster. I've got more stuff on the board.
Well,
But
is
needs to at
Ecstasy
one
Siphon
point
also
need to
gone? Yeah, Ecstasy
but
Siphon
at one point you
and
need to get rid of the atomic destabilizer, and you cannot throw the Doc Bookton in and just start losing amber all the time.
okay. So the corner of the market is down and archived.
Oh, the atomic destabilizer is crucial here because Doc Bookton is 5 power. He needs to take 2 logos turns to throw Doc Bookton into the Portal Guardian, because otherwise you're net making no amber and long run,
Mm-hmm.
right? So maybe the atomic destabilizer, yeah.
And now Sydney has board clear or close to board
Someone
clear
from
potential
chat,
with the
please
Slayer.
correct me if I'm seeing this wrong, but it looks like you need to go logos and throw the Doc Bookton into. But then Sydney can use her disc to clear the other um, creatures and then just go loop, loop, loop,
Infernus
and
having
we'll
nothing to
win the
hit
race.
here
Yeah,
is,
that's okay. Like the combo, the lock is there.
yeah.
So purchase her own stuff, which probably technically doesn't need to, because Erentelong can make either 3 amber or 2 and then loses 3. 2 because there's no amber for Sydney to capture. But yeah,
So, man, this is so interesting. So you
I
go
think
logos
this
here, you
is
can actually clear. So if
yeah,
you're
but it's not
Rentalong,
enough. I don't think it's enough. No,
yeah.
I think this and Kleep got things to agree me. I think this is Sydney's game now, and you need to get rid of your Doc Bookton, but you cannot do that in one turn. And then the next turn after, Sydney goes back into this, uses the Slayer to just wipe everything, reap, reap, archive, corner of the
Yeah.
market, reap, 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 you know? Yeah. Wow. This
Yeah,
shit is so hype.
this is crazy.
Yeah, and Erentelong is like,
Yeah, this
oh,
is
control
gotta
the
be
weak.
tough.
Ooh. No, ain't nobody saying Alliance boring now. Because these decks, you look at them on paper, they're insane, right? Both insane. But the intricate like plays, the Restringantes, the control the weeks.
Yeah.
Which stuff do you archive? When do you play future? So good, so good.
The way they interact with each other. But now, like, if you're a rent along, like, win or lose this game, one of the things you
No,
think
yeah, yeah.
about is like, can I get artifact control in my alliance? Because
You're gonna yeah, indeed, yeah, you're right.
you
But
can
now
actually
you're gonna run
tune.
your dog Bookton into it, and you're gonna run your time sliver into Dust Imp. But I don't know, right?
Just kills
Oh,
the Infernus here.
oh, Infernus. Okay, that. But now your time sliver does not have a targeted fight.
Control the weak into Dis was tough. I think the thing with that is he knew she couldn't kill his Dis with the
Maybe,
with the
maybe.
controlling the weak into Dis. Well, we saw the creature control that was already in the discard, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
calculated, but
Now, I think
yeah,
if there wasn't more creatures in Sydney's hand, maybe Erentelong calculated that he would outpace Sydney with Control Weak. But
yeah.
then I realized that the Atomic Destabilizer completely throws a wrench in that plan. So, yeah. So now Sydney goes corner the market, Shard of Resurgence, Archive, needs to think of what Slayer is going to do. Probably hits the Succubus. Yeah. And now just reaps it out. Plays another Dust Imp. I think you leave the other Dust Imp alive just so that Slayer stays alive again. Yeah. And now
Yeah.
you're making at least 3 amber per turn with any additional things you do. Now Doc Bookton finally gets to die. Um, I think.
I mean, so it's hard because if you, yeah, this is a no-win
No.
situation now. I think for Erentelong.
Yeah.
Dave Sansid was thinking if he Restaurant Guntus dis, he would have had a
I
chance
would
here.
imagine restaurant. Oh, concedes. Oh, there is the concede.
Man,
Wow.
just brutal.
Sydney taking the first game. Whoa. Proving those haters in the predictions wrong, including me. um, yeah, Sydney takes that game. GG's well played. Um, we got treated to 3 special games, honestly. I don't know if I've maybe I'll be exaggerating, but I'm not sure if I've seen a better Alliance game, at least not on TCO for sure. Uh, like
Uh, yeah. I mean, hopefully we see a lot more. But yeah, I mean,
hopefully,
it was a great game.
hopefully we see a lot of those. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely sad for Rent
Crazy.
Along. Again, this is where this tournament just hurts so much. Of it
Yeah,
being single elimination. But I mean, this was winnable for either side. We saw
both.
all the
Yeah.
games. This last one is maybe a little bit less close, but there's so many tough
I mean,
decisions in
if
there.
that one control the week or Western Guntus was like flipped, um, like you control the week, you Western Guntus maybe on this, you control the week. I guess Geistoid and you stall one. It was difficult to say because you can't see their hands. Maybe
I
yeah, thought about
again,
out tempoing.
I think the fact that the Portal Guardian was on the board made it
Yeah,
almost
made it
impossible
very
for
tough.
it made it so there's almost no way for the Russian guns to stick because either she has the
Yeah,
uh what is it, de-escalation. Even if she doesn't have it in hand, there's only like 4 cards left, and we know at least one is left in the draw, so she's gonna
yeah,
have it
true.
in a turn or two, and then otherwise the Portal Guardian just fights it off. So I understand the call, but it made it so he had almost no good options there because that Portal Guardian
Yeah.
was on the board. So, and there's 4 of them in this deck, right? Like that's, oh no, that's a different one too. Somebody has that.
Yeah, I'm not
Somebody's
sure
deck
who,
has that,
but
but
yeah. I need to calm down from this series of games.
I think we all do. Sadly, I
It's
have to calm
crazy.
down while I get back to work, but
Great,
um
great, great opener. Great opener.
huge, yeah,
Um,
such a good one, and so many more to come. I think there's at least one more game happening today. I don't know if they're all Rigu might be doing aviators if they have agreed on that one. I think there's one later tonight that Zoc might be doing. So be on the lookout for those. I don't know if they're all confirmed 100% yet, but yeah, this is going to be one of those crazy weeks with just so many games. Thank you both to these players for letting us cast this, and huge thanks to Erentelong for coming in and being part of this. And Sydney, we'll see you in next round. Congrats on the win.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
Judah, thank you for being here, hopping in. This is super fun.
It was a
Love doing
pleasure.
this.
I'm glad I was part of this.
Yeah, such a great game for it too.
uh, yeah, indeed. Yeah.
And to the whole chat, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Again, be on the lookout for that media page and the events. We try to get them in there, but this week is going to be firing fast. So we might just, as they come up, we might just start the streams. So we'll see. But thank you all for hanging out with us, and we'll see you for the next Final Refrain match. Dave's tomorrow, 3:30. Don't miss that. 3:30
Depends on where
CST
you
time.
live. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else, Judo? I think we're good to
No,
call it.
we good. I'm gonna talk to Snoopy where we're gonna put the logs, and we're gonna
Yep.
get some stats to these players as well. So yeah, great
Sounds
games.
good.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks all.
See y'all next time. Take care.
Bye.